I mean, obviously Will's allowed to eat them, but don't you dare piss on them, Sam.
Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Tom from UDS with another edition of UDS Interviews, our series where I chat to people a lot cooler than myself in this wonderful land that is kind of locked down, but not really locked down anymore because no one really knows. Now, my guests this week are an East London five-piece who combine classic rock swagger with poignant lyrical themes to create a sound that oozes cool while remaining relatable. With an Album of the Year contender dropping very soon, it is my pleasure to introduce Bobby, Sam and Will from arguably the most handsomest band performing today, Bad Nerves.
Thank you very much. How's it going?
Pretty good. All the better for speaking to you guys. But how are you guys doing in these strange times that we live in?
Watching a lot of Peep Show. No, good. Just writing songs mostly, I guess. Writing songs,
making the most
videos.
of it, I think, isn't it? Especially for you, man. You've had probably a little bit of time to do more of that creative thing over the last kind of month, I think.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Just trying to make stuff. You know, a little bit of a chilling out as well. Well, I say a little bit, a lot. Just can't leave the house. But yeah, no, it's not been that bad for me personally. I mean, other than having to wear a mask everywhere, but I guess it's for a good reason.
Yeah, man. I got a train on for the first time yesterday, and I had to put a mask on obviously to get in there.
Yeah.
And that creeped me the hell out. And I got on the train, there was no one on it. And I was like, this is lovely. I'm dead into it, mate. Dead into it.
Yeah. That's it. I'm all for people staying 2 meters away from me at any one time. Just like having that excuse to actually just avoid people without being rude. It's just, I can get used to this.
Talk. You don't have to small talk anymore.
Exactly.
Sorry, pandemic. Yeah,
sorry, mate. It's not you. It is you, but it's not you. But yeah, no. The small victories, you gotta cling on to them. But for the unfortunate few that may not have heard of you yet, in your own words, could you just quickly introduce who Bad Nerves are?
Well, we're. I like to say I call us a power pop rock and roll band, just because. We're not really a punk band, although we have influences, I guess, that come from the punk scene. But fast as... Are we allowed to swear? It's YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Fast as fuck. Power pop, fast as fuck, sort of punk-inspired, 2-minute long. I don't know. What are the guys saying on Radio London? It was like 200 miles an hour Supergrass is what...
I read that, and that did make me smile. Yeah. That's pretty accurate.
Probably my favourite comparison so far.
That's it. I'm trying to think of other bands that would sound good at 2,000 miles per hour, and I'm struggling to think of any obvious examples.
All bands.
Yeah, everyone would sound better. Just dial them up to 70%, and then you'd be all right.
Yeah, exactly.
2,000 miles per hour, Chaz and Dave.
They're quality now.
They're pretty good anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously we're all friends here, and one of the ways I like to get to know my friends just a little bit better is asking the hard-hitting questions. And that is, if you were a type of sandwich, what kind of sandwich would you say best represents you as a person? And that's a question for everyone.
Oh man, don't bring food into this chat. That's probably the one thing these two hate me about.
I don't know. I think I'd probably be a watermelon sandwich. I don't know. What about you, Will? Will, you'd be a bread sandwich, wouldn't you? Because you love Will so much. We can't even hear you, Will. He's gone.
Hello.
Oh, there we go.
Here I am. Yeah, so being the only meat eater in the band, I'd suggest that I'd be a New York deli sub.
Oh, look at that. He's thought about that answer. I feel like you had that. I feel like you've known that. I feel like you've always known that if someone asked you what sandwich you'd be, you've got that answer just ready. Amazing.
He's actually got a really cute little notepad underneath the screen there with this
sandwiches I would be okay being.
He's like rated them and everything.
Multiple choices.
Rob, I'd love to hear what you would describe my sandwich as, mate.
Well, I don't know if I wouldn't want to reveal your secrets.
How boring would that sandwich be?
I don't know. What would you be?
Don't know. Pizza sandwich.
Free, no butter, dairy free, allergy free.
Allergy sandwich.
Intolerant arsehole.
I reckon you'd be a Piriton sandwich. Is that the hay fever temper?
You'd only find him on the. You'd only find them on the free from section.
The free from, yeah, free from bread sandwich.
It's just a bag of ice. It's just a bag of ice.
Yeah, an ice sandwich. Oh, soggy.
You've called a lot worse, man. So that's fine.
Yeah, you got off very lightly there. I think.
I mean, wet bread. All the ducks love you. So
there you go. We do love ducks. I love feeding ducks. That's one of I used to love it. Down at Centre Parks when you were a kid. Do you guys ever do that?
Yeah. I actually got chased by like one of the swans there before.
That's traumatising, that shit, though, being chased by
it's for life, mate. I've had a few animal incidents like that, man. Headbutted by a goat, all sorts. But yeah, this swan like slapped out at me, man. Yes. Yeah,
that's what they do. They're vicious. They're the queen's pets, aren't they? The swans.
Apparently.
Yeah. They work for the wrong family.
Was that with you guys when we were in Bristol? Let's not talk about it. Was that Bristol?
Oh, what? When you pissed on a swan?
No. Oh. That didn't happen.
Okay, this is a story that needs to be heard on camera.
Oh dear!
I think it was near a swan.
Pissing on any animals?
No, I've never.
I don't think we would allow that. Would we? I mean, obviously, Will's allowed to eat them, but don't you dare piss on them,
Unless you're going to eat them afterwards.
Exactly.
That's what you call a marinade.
Oh dear.
Okay. Wow. So
this is going to be a long one, this, isn't it?
So we know that Will has a sandwich power ranking. Now that's a terrible joke. I'm very sorry. And we know that swans, much like the Queen, are both dangerous bitches.
Very dangerous.
Okay, there we go. We should probably end up talking about music at some point, shouldn't we? I mean,
well, I don't know. We always have to talk about music in interviews. It gets a bit boring, to be honest.
Well, we'll get the obligatory ones done. So your debut self-titled album is out in just over a month, releasing October 23rd, if I remember correctly.
Well, yeah, there's some debate about that at the moment, but yeah, it's meant to be 23rd of October, but there's been a sort of a thing about whether to the press. There's had some problems with the pressing plant, basically, whether to push it back to wait for the physicals or not. So yes, originally 23rd of October,
at some point in the not too distant future.
Yeah, it could be anywhere between the 23rd of October and the 23rd of November. So
what is it, man? As long as it's still out this year, that is great for us.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, fingers crossed.
We're done.
That's it. I mean, 2020 needs some sort of levity. Otherwise, it's a complete write-off. It certainly has. But for whenever it does come out, what can people expect from this album?
Well, I think just no nonsense. It's like Sum 41 said, all killer, no filler. I would like to have used that title had they not. Actually, maybe not. But just balls out, fast as fuck. Rock and roll, really. I guess.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's all pretty catchy, pretty adrenaline fueled. I'm hoping that the idea is that when people hear the songs, they want to hear them again immediately. That's the point. I want repeat plays. So a bit of an earworm, hopefully. That's the plan.
Well, if it's anything like the singles that have already released, it's definitely on that route. But obviously the music, as you say, is very, very it's hook laden, it's catchy, it's mile a minute, but it does deal with some pretty heavy themes such as anxieties of lost youth and the never-ending pursuit of self-improvement, like very relatable things that I'm pretty sure we've all gone through at some point in our lives, or we will continue to. So was there a sense of catharsis in getting these thoughts down as lyrics and then eventually into songs?
Well, it's weird with lyrics because like there's some stuff which is like you got the classic breakup song on there. You got it's all relatively relatable stuff, but I don't like to write anything that's too blunt, about specific feelings or anything like that. Well, there is some stuff on there like that, but I like it to be sort of a general vibe of a certain feeling or emotion that other people can listen to and sort of interpret it how they feel, sort of thing. Can't remember what the question was now. But yeah, no, I don't know. It's just I kind of often just writing about things that I feel in the moment, really. And I think it's just a lot more genuine like that,
Absolutely.
And it's a lot more fun as well because if you are feeling shit or good or whatever you're feeling, it is nice to sort of to write about it. As cliche as that is.
Well, yeah, I mean, any sort of art can be a therapeutic output, and as you say, the best art is as macabre as it is. It comes from negative spaces often than not, and it's just how what kind of spin you put on it. So,
sure.
really looking forward to listening to the final output. But Bobby, I know you directed and produced at least some of the music videos that have gone for the singles leading up to the album. How did you find being behind the camera as well as in front of it?
Well, it has its challenges, obviously. It's like it's really fun to be, completely in control of what you're doing, but when you're making it up as you go along, it can be a little bit sort of stressful sometimes. But I've always just sort of had the opinion that if you've got an idea, that's the thing that's hard to have. That's the thing that if you've got an idea, then we live in a world where you can certainly buy the equipment. Well, I mean, you only need that. You can make a video on that. You got a good idea, you can make something. And then often, like it's like the Baby Drummer video, the idea of the grabber machine, and stuff like that. Like the way it came out was not necessarily what I pictured in my head originally, but that's because the way it came out is like the process of me making up as I go along in terms of like how to actually achieve the idea, and that's part of the fun, really, sort of, just having the idea and then not really having the final picture and it just becoming something, you know what I mean? It's yeah, exactly. And it's fun. It's fun to do. It's not, it can be a bit stressful sometimes, but it is fun to have that sort of control because, it's not often you get somebody that will kind of make something with certainly as much sort of maybe effort or passion that you would if it's your own project. That's not true for everyone, There's a lot of people where if you give them enough money, they'll, but yeah, no, it's just nice having the reins to your own stuff most of the time, I find. But yeah,
absolutely. And speaking of the music video, that's the one that's got all of the little 3D printed figurines of yourselves, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you still have these? Do you still have these figurines?
Are they still intact, Rob?
No, I smashed. Well, that's the funny thing. This is, again, going back to what I was saying about the video, sort of, making it up as you go along. I accidentally smashed 3 of them when I was trying to film the last parts of the video. So then I had to kind of incorporate that into the video. So you see it at the end of the video, like you see all the bits of different models flying everywhere. Like that wasn't planned. I just smashed them all accidentally. But yeah, no, they're actually in a box in the footwell of my Ford Fiesta. I mean, my Lamborghini.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to go proper meta, then you need to just make a little necklace of your own head and just wear that as stage attire.
Exactly. I'm not sure. I mean, that's either genius or I don't know. I'm not sure how people would take it, but I like it. I like that idea. Fuck it.
I think that's just a new merch idea.
Yeah, absolutely. There you go. You can have that one.
Necklaces with my head on it. It's bad enough having my face on the t-shirt. I think that's that's a bit of an ego, isn't it? Necklaces with my face as well. It's like, fucking hell, come on.
Oh dear. But speaking of playing live and getting out in front of people again, what songs are you most looking forward to taking to the road for the first time?
Ooh. What do you guys think? What songs do you? I mean, I know what songs I like to play.
The slowest one. If we can start with that would be great.
Yeah, Sam, unfortunately, has definitely got the hardest job trying to play that shit on drums. Fucking hell.
I went back in the studio the other day to give it a proper go, and
it's impossible.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to do it again.
Good job. There's never going to be any live shows anymore.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I really enjoy playing all the songs. Really, I mean, I really love Mad Mind. Just it's so fast. Obviously, probably one of the least favourites you say.
No, I was going to say, speed aside, that would be the one for me as well.
Yeah, it's just so fast. You just do not have a second to think about anything other than fucking hell, this is fun.
for me, it's totally. It's so fun, but we have to be such a unit in that moment with that song. I find there's no time to fuck that up.
It's very easy to fuck up as well.
Yeah, exactly.
How about you, Will? You got any songs? What songs do you guys play?
I would is my fucking microphone on?
Yeah, it's
working. I would probably say like Baby Drummer, because we used to play it when we were touring before the whole COVID thing happened, but now we've released it. It'll be nice playing it to people when we've actually, they've heard the song and they know it, because that was part of the problem last year. We were like, we were playing everywhere but not releasing anything, so no one knew our shit. Well, people only knew our songs from playing it live. So
exactly.
I guess Baby Drummer's always great to play as well. It's just,
but there was something nice about Baby Drummer when a few in the crowd would then start singing back on the second chorus, and I'm like, man, you've done well.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a few people catch on live, but I think that's a good point. I think it's going to be fun to play some of these songs that now people would have actually had a chance to listen to outside of just the live environment.
Have them finally sing it back to you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's. Not that I can ever hear because I've always got these fucking molds in my ears. Can't hear a fucking thing. But it will be fun if gigs ever return in the same way.
God, yeah. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but even just as a punter, I haven't been to a gig since March, and you do get withdrawal symptoms. It sucks. Definitely. It sucks bad. But
the last time we were at a gig was we played a gig in France somewhere. What was that place called? I don't know how to pronounce it. Was it Angoulême or something like that? Wasn't it Angoulême or something like that? But somewhere in France, basically. But,
Agadoo.
Yeah. And that was the last time I was at a gig or played a gig, and
wow.
And it was actually a pretty fun gig. But had I known it would potentially be the last one for at least a year, I think I would have tried to soak it up a little bit more. Yeah. Rather than just sit in the change room.
Did we not play? Was that when we played
some of those old ones now? I really have been looking back. Like, when my phone's being a right little dickhead. Actually, it's like, do you remember when you used to do stuff like this?
No.
Like, sweet Facebook. Man, thanks. I'm sitting in a pit in my pants.
Yeah. Facebook loves to remind you of all the things you used to do that were cool, and now you do nothing.
Now we're in the new world order. It's just all a bit more grey. But anyway, hopefully 2021, finally we can play shows again, and not any of this stuff where you have to sit down on a bench like 6 feet away from each other. Because I don't know about you guys, it's not a gig. It's not a gig in my opinion.
No,
you need to be down the front. Yeah,
I respect. That bands are and promoters and people are trying to find ways around it. I think fair play, but
absolutely.
My personal feeling is that I don't think I would want to play fucking live gig again if I had to do it like that, because it's just not. It's not fun. You put it like it's just not. It is still kind of fun. But it's like having a band rehearsal with a bunch of sort of people just sort of staring at you from afar.
Yeah.
And we hate band rehearsals. I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely agree. But obviously one of the things that we can do while we're in lockdown is consume an exorbitant amount of other media, whether it be movies, video games, TV shows, whatever it may be. So with that in mind,
pro skater.
Hell yeah. Oh my God, I'm so bad at it. I used to think I was hot shit, but now I suck so bad at it.
I'm fucking amazing at it.
I'm really good. That takes me right back.
Man, those soundtracks. But that actually leads me on to the question, which is, if you could have one of your songs featured in anything at all, whether it be a movie, video game, TV show, something that exists or something that hasn't even been thought up yet, what would it be?
It is funny you say that, because I did think that Tony Hawk's, because of the history of that game having like so many sort of cool tracks, like anyone from that sort of who was old enough to play that game when when it was first out, whatever, those songs get embedded in your mind, like
100%. I mean, it helped set up my music taste back in the early 2000s.
I couldn't agree anymore, man. Yeah.
I think yes. I mean, that would be the obvious answer, for me. I don't know. What about you, Will? You got any games or anything?
I thought your obvious answer would maybe be FIFA, because I don't know.
Yeah, but FIFA is like...
people would be playing so angry.
Doing substitutions to 200 miles an hour supergrass. FIFA is one of those games that I played a lot when I was sort of younger, and I sort of still dabble every now and then when I get bored of making fucking music videos, I guess. But I don't know. I think Tony Hawk's would feel a bit more of like a
be way
FIFA
cooler.
would be great for me, but I probably wouldn't want to post it. I wouldn't post about it.
The problem I find is the Tony Hawk games are the soundtrack is cool. FIFA, I love FIFA to death. I play too much FIFA, but after a song is on FIFA, it becomes a FIFA song, and that's it. It's all I can do is think of FIFA when I hear that song.
Yeah, and it kind of grates on you, doesn't it?
Yeah, because it's normally me losing and then hearing, I don't know, like you me at 6 for the 100th time.
And it does kind of confuse you, but we played, I think it was Eurosonic? We played Eurosonic Festival, was it last year, guys, or was it just before lockdown?
That was January, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was, so it was just before lockdown, and there's a band that played before us, I've forgotten what they're called now, but... I didn't see their set, but I obviously sort of chatted because we shared a band room, and I sort of followed them on Instagram. Friedberg, that's what they're called. But then I realised later on their, because I saw one of their stories that they had a song on FIFA, and it was really weird for me seeing the people who actually played the song. This story of them like playing this song that I must have heard like I don't want to say 1,000 times. That implies that I don't do anything else with my time. But, it does. You do have that moment where you're sort of like, oh, okay, that's as you say, that FIFA song. But it's a good song though. Don't get me wrong. But I know what you mean about it. Sort of maybe putting it in a box, of virtual football songs.
That's it. Well, I'm sort of setting myself up for a fall with this follow-up question, but you guys are based in East London, so with that in mind, do you follow a team? Do you support a team?
I mean, when I was a lot younger, I used to support Arsenal, but
okay.
I don't. I support now because of my flatmate.
But I'm not. To be honest, I used to love that. Sort of football when I was younger. I had like drums and football, and then eventually I was like, you know what, I can't be asked for football anymore. But like back in like the Ian Wright, Dennis Bergkamp kind of era, I used to love it. But I kind of fallen out of love with football for probably about 17 years now. It's kind of like
fair enough.
I still like it, but I don't know. I just find the way sportsmen, I appreciate their athletic ability, but the way they're held up as like heroes of the people. I'm thinking really if you're jumping a length into a pit of sand or you're kicking a ball in the net, it's like it's cool and I get people love it, but to me it's just nowhere near as cool as like somebody who sort of in a sick band, I don't know. But,
well, 100%. It's a business above everything else.
Yeah, well, definitely.
But I mean, I support West Ham, so I was kind of hoping you'd be following your own.
How's that working out for you?
Well. But I tell you what, I'm falling out of love with football, and there's only been one game this year so far. But yeah, it's
one game too much.
It's all a bit too much. But as much as the football season may have written itself off already for me, your year is effectively only getting started with the brand new album dropping out. But what does the rest of the year have in store for you guys? Have you got any other tentative gig plans or anything else like that?
The first thing that comes to mind is my birthday and then Christmas.
Oh, happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Well, to be honest, for us, I think we just want to get the rest of the singles out, get the fucking videos done, and then just get in the studio and just re-record some, try some new demos that we've got, and that's kind of only really our immediate plan. I think we've got a few gigs being rebooked for next year. Whether they'll stay booked is another question, but so yeah, I mean, there's not a particularly interesting answer to that.
The best thing you can do is literally make the most of the opportunities we've got now, the things that we can do that are in our control, as you say, and literally just all us get in the studio again and just blitz out.
Relearn how to play this music.
Well, I was going to say, man, like we do actually need to get sort of better again.
We do this paralysing thing because we always had this running joke in the band where if we didn't because we can be quite lazy with rehearsals sometimes, we'd have a gig and then we'd say we wouldn't have a gig for maybe another 4 weeks, and then sometimes there have been occasions where we didn't bother rehearsing. We rehearsed the day before the gig, and we were always in fear that we just wouldn't be able to play anymore. And then we had that happen a couple of times in the early days. We'd get back together and we'd have rehearsal and we'd be like, fucking hell, we suck. And then over the sort of years, just before lockdown, we felt like we'd gotten over it, where we could kind of not rehearse for quite a while and still kind of hold it together. I'm very worried now we're going to get back together after having not rehearsed for, let's face it, I mean, best part of probably a year when it comes to, it's a little bit, I'm not that worried, but it's just fucking, you build up a sort of stamina to playing and then suddenly everything gets cancelled, just sort of shit.
I think that's the term, man, because even if I, someone sent me a video the other day of a show we did that they filmed on their phone or something, and you're running about mad, mate, and I don't even think you could run around the block now.
No, I get an asthma attack just getting out of bed and going to the sofa. So yeah, no, there's that as well. Well, it's funny you say that, Sam, because today is meant to be my day one health kick.
How's that been?
Not great so far. All I've managed to do is not eat anything. that's as far as I've got. But I'm hoping that maybe
that's what that is.
Yeah, I think maybe I'll do a bit of fasting, try and get my mind into the zone for, well, I guess another repeat of 9 seasons of Peep Show, and then maybe some studio stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't even know what was the question. What we've digressed.
Well, the rest of the year, but it sounds like it's Peep Show, Get Fit, Stamina, music videos, album release, Christmas, birthday.
The beginning of that sounded like the lamest answer I'd ever heard. But yeah.
We saved it at the end. Oh dear. Oh
We
dear.
just don't want like a huge gap between like the release of this album and the next album.
Yeah, no,
So
right.
we're gonna like do it whatever we can within our power to make sure that we don't be that band.
Yeah,
Releases
exactly.
an album and then it takes forever because we've
'cause
already taken forever to
taken
release
forever
this
for
one.
the first one. Yeah, I think we're hoping to put out the second one. I mean, really, like summer next year, if we
Oh,
can.
damn.
In fact, I don't even want to say if we can, because of course we can. We can write a fucking album in like
It
about
just
3
might be a bit
weeks.
sloppier than the first one.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, I like it when albums are sloppy. I like it when they sound like everyone's struggling
Absolutely,
to play.
yeah.
That's when they sound best,
So true.
in my opinion. But
If it's
Yeah.
too
I still hear
polished,
little
they're just as
elements of
fake.
that in the album now. Like, if
Oh,
we
yeah,
did
definitely.
album playback. I'm like, yeah, we did record a lot of songs within 8 hours that day.
yeah, I mean, you track the whole album. I think in what was it, 2 days, or it was about
We
a day and
recorded
a
a
half.
lot more songs than what was on the album, though, I think.
Yeah,
didn't
it was about 20 odd, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a bit of a mission, wasn't it? But no, we're not a mission. Is we were just like, let's not fuck around here and overthink all of this. It's just
But
fucking get in there.
we were, there was a lot of benefits to, I think. We didn't realise that we would work well recording together because we'd only ever
No.
done little rough demos before.
Exactly, yeah. We barely knew each other.
Literally. Hated it straight away.
Five strangers entered the studio, 5 friends
Yeah.
left.
That was the funnest part about it, is because me and Sam are both drummers. Like, it was really fun having that dynamic where we could just like, it was like drummer's dream. Like, you're set up to record an album and you're just constantly discussing fills and like, stuff like that. It was like,
There was a lot of times where there weren't even words. It would just be like a slight nod, and it would be like, oh, yeah, that needs to just up it on the verse. You know what I mean?
yeah, that was really fun. I think our mate Mike, who was engineering it, he was just sitting there. Me and Sam were like just looking at each other, and like making little drum noises through like the screen, the little naff screen we sort of
Drum
had
talk.
You mean
Yeah,
the
'cause we-
smashed window between
Yeah, 'cause
the...
we recorded it on a little like basically in a room on a farm. We called it Rat Death Studios because we kept finding dead rats in there.
Oh god.
But it was like, it had somebody, whoever built it originally had tried to make it seem like a studio. So he'd put like, the bit of square glass between the control room and the
It
other
was
room.
just like a single pane. Like, I don't know who built it.
It was such a shithole. You wouldn't even believe it. But that's kind of the magic of it.
At one time we had like a bee's nest, and then we had like a wasp's nest overrun the bee's nest.
Yeah,
so it was just bees and wasps everywhere.
And we were barely affording to eat, trying to sort of pay the rent to keep this place alive.
Jesus.
But there is a little video of it floating around somewhere. Maybe, I don't know if I took it down, but a little sort of 40-second video of me and Sam just in that fucking place, just trying to record this fucking album. But it was actually went pretty well, didn't it? It was good fun.
I think the energy of what we done comes across there. I think we probably needed energy between us, and it was very
was so
fortunate
much
that it
fun.
came across. Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know. Well, I was about to say it's rare maybe that you have 2 drummers in a band, but maybe it's not. But it's a nice thing to have, isn't it? Like just to be able to discuss all that kind of stuff when you're recording. Because I mean, when we recorded bass and shit, like with John, we smoked so much weed that I don't remember any of it. But at least when me and you were doing it, we were kind of focused and concentrating on the drums. I think it's because we knew the drums were probably one of the most important parts. But yeah, whereas bass, we just like, don't worry about it, mate, just play how you want. Oh dear, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
the only
true
other band I can think of with two definite drummers is Foo Fighters, and that's good company to be keeping there. So
Yeah, I mean,
Right on.
Nirvana were kind of one of those bands where they were one of the first kind of bands I got into when I was younger, actually. Yeah. Well, I mean, I love sort of classic stuff like Bowie and shit like that, but they, band that came along in my high school days, I was like, oh, this is sick. So I'm not mad. I mean, I still don't mind some of their stuff now, but I don't really like Foo Fighters that much. I don't know. Do I? Yeah, I kind of like some of their songs, but I always loved Dave Grohl. Though. I always thought.
oh god, yeah, he's. I mean, even if his music's a bit wishy-washy, particularly in some.
He's written some great songs, but
There's hooks there, and I live for a hook, mate.
Yeah, definitely.
That's fine.
I don't want to slag Dave Grohl because I really fucking love him, to be honest.
Oh, that's it. I mean, even some of, I would admit some of Foo Fighters' latest stuff does get a bit dad rock, but God, the man is a legend.
He's a dad. He's a dad.
Well, true, yeah, that's true.
I think when you get to 50, you're probably going to be writing some dad rock tunes on you. But anyway,
yeah, I think we give him a pass on that.
I always end up bad mouthing someone that I actually don't mind.
Yeah.
It's my real problem.
It's all right. They can't take us on tour now,
but
anyway.
they're all bad mouth, fucking drummer of Nirvana. That's fucking crazy. But yeah.
Sorry, what were you going to say, Will?
Oh no, I was just saying, well, it doesn't really matter if you badmouth bands now because they can't take us on tour or anything anyway.
It's not like there's any tours coming up that we're hoping to get on.
It's just good PR now. Just like Bad Nerves getting in a flame war with Foo Fighters? Question mark.
Actually, yeah, that's a very good point. I think fuck you, Dave Grohl, you suck.
Okay, that's going at the front of the video.
Hopefully that might get, maybe start a little Blur versus Oasis situation. You suck, Dave. Your music's shit. Oh dear, I know there's enough. No, it does suck. No.
These are not the thoughts of Upside Down Shark, and I just like to put that disclaimer there. But anyway, Zoom is going to kick us out very soon, so I have to end with the traditional last question with our interviews, which
it's not sandwich based, is it?
It is not, but it's just as weird. We are Upside Down Shark, and don't ask me why we're Upside Down Shark. It's a name we thought up well over 3 years ago now, and we're in way too deep to change it. So
can't change. We know the feeling.
It's just one of those things, and you just learn to live with it. But with that in mind, what are your guys' favourite sharks? And they can be real, they can be fictional, something from a movie or something from nature. But what would be your individual favourite shark?
Right in with a hammerhead, no particular reason. They just look cool as fuck.
I was thinking more like about a fictional, like I don't want to say Jaws. That's a bit of a cop out, isn't it?
He's a solid shark.
Yeah, well, he was kind of the main shark in the scene back in, when was that film? Like
79, I want to say.
79, I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah.
So he was like, there's an obvious, but I don't know. That seems like cop-out answer to me. Sam?
Jaws.
No, yeah, Jaws. Because it's like, everybody say, shark. You think Jaws?
Meg.
Meg
the shark.
That's a different question.
Meg.
Yeah. Well, I think it's after Meg.
I don't really think about sharks very often, to be honest.
That's what I was thinking.
I really don't. But the idea of a hammerhead running towards you, I know they don't run.
Running.
I know that much.
I mean, if they could run, that's even more terrifying.
Well, imagine that, a fucking hammerhead shark with
running
legs,
at you.
With that fucking head, like
oh dear.
I mean, hammerhead is just a good name, isn't it?
That's
hammerhead
shark. I mean, they are a tool, a shark, and apparently now an amphibian. So that's a triple threat if I've ever heard of one.
Shark knowledge coming out of the fucking.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know as much about sharks as the name would let on, but they are three solid choices. They're three solid choices.
I mean, it's kind of hard to imagine a shark in the sea being upside down. So I mean, it's kind of clever, isn't it? Almost.
I mean, they do it. Apparently, apparently they just have a kip.
They sleep upside down, do they?
I thought that'd be like how fishes are just kind of like, when they're dead.
When they're dead.
That's what happens to sharks. They just raise the surface.
I suppose so. I don't know.
But then again, if your lungs fill up with air, they might make you. Oh no, we're digressing quite a lot here. We're getting on to death of sea animals, and
I mean that's a theme for the next album right there. Anyway,
shark themed album.
Bad Shark Nerves. That sounds like a blues band. Anyway, what the fuck am I talking about? I'm very sorry for diverting well off the topic. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you today. Where can people find you online?
Where can they find? Well, I mean, all the usual places: Facebook, our Instagram, and our tag, and our Twitter and Instagram tags. We had to. Someone's got bad nerves. It's the classic tale, isn't it? Unless you're called, I don't know, Catfish and the Bottleman or whatever. You don't just. Someone's already got the fucking tag, haven't they? So it's another band to swag up. No, I'm joking. No, yeah, just it's bad nerves on Twitter and Instagram, which pains me to this day, but. Can't change it. I've messaged the people to try and get the tags, and they're not having it.
Bastards.
All the usual. Just search Bad Nerves, and I'm sure it'll come up. Hopefully, if it doesn't, whatever. The fucking world's ending.
Very good thoughts to end on. But anyway, we'll put a link to everything that was just discussed in the description below to make it nice and easy. For anyone listening, we will see you next time. So make sure to pick up Bad Nerves out October 23rd. We think, hopefully, fingers crossed, wherever good music can be found. Hit subscribe for more interviews with all sorts of creative folk, and we shall catch you next time.